Hi guys, it's Anne here, and today's video is just going to be a simple get ready with me. So hopefully you'll want to stick around with me and chit chat and play with makeup. So we're going to play with the Charlotte Tilbury Starry Eyes to Hypnotise. We're going to play with a foundation that I have used. I have it here in the foundation shade that I have used. The foundation is the L'Oreal Infallible 20 Hour Fresh Wear. The shade that I have, 423. Sorry, it's not focusing. Oh shoot, I've already shaken it up. But I've used about half of this already. I thought I liked this foundation, and then when I was doing my Milk Hydra Grip Primer testing, I was like, ooh, I'm not sure if I like that. But I wasn't sure if it was like maybe just the shade. So I decided to pick up a new shade. This is 415, so it's a little lighter, because I felt like that shade was maybe, I think it works well for me in the summer, but not really the rest of the time. And I'm super pale right now, so yeah, I've been using this palette all week. I've done a look with every single trio. Loving all of them. This trio is actually very similar, like the plain brown one is actually very similar to my Pan Matte palette. Like I feel like I can achieve a very similar look, but I'll be honest, dang, they like blend real easy. Like it was really easy to get a really pretty look out of this very quickly. This shade, this little trio here, I was kind of hoping it'd be a bit more pink. It's a bit more peachy orange leaning, which it's probably more flattering on more people. I just was hoping it was going to be a bit more pinky. The green one, again, I said this I think when I first opened this, that the green trio, like I'm not a really green eyeshadow person, but these are greens I can wear, because these are like that murky olive green, and I think they're flattering for pretty much anybody. And then this trio, I was super excited about this trio. Like, I was really excited about this deep color. That's not what, like, blew my mind. What blew my mind were these two. I tried to post a video on my Instagram. I don't think it did it justice. These are the kinds of shadows that, they're definitely more of a topper style. And you know how sometimes topper styles just are kind of a letdown? These ones are not a letdown. Like, you know when you wear a ring, or when you see jewelry in a jewelry store and it's like super sparkly? Or like snow, like fresh snow, and it's got that like iridescent sparkle all over it. That's what these are like. Like they are dang beautiful. And I'm just like, dang it, this palette's really good. And I hate to admit that. So it's a catch-22, right? I mean, it's a super expensive palette, so it should be good. But part of me is always like, you can buy good makeup for a lot cheaper. Like you definitely can. So it's like, I'm super excited and super disappointed that this palette is so good because it's dang expensive. And it was also limited edition, so you can get it, I think, still on the Charlotte Tilbury website, but I think that's the only place you can buy it. So yeah, and I've said this with her quads before too, like they're easy to blend eyeshadows. Like they seem to work really well together. So if you're not really great at makeup, that makes them a lot easier to use for the average person. But I mean, the price range is not for the average person, unfortunately. So I mean, if this is in your wheelhouse for affordability, these are nice shadows. Like, dang it. I was surprised about that. Anyway, total tangent about that. I think I'm like 5 minutes in on filming and I have not even put an inch of makeup on my face. So let's get started. So I have put primer on my eyes. And as I said, I've worn every single trio, like as a trio. I want to try and mix and match something. We will see how this goes. I kind of want to mix and match this one with this one. I don't know how well that's going to work. I feel like this could be a really pretty one, but that'll be for another time. I kind of want to do like the pink and the green another time, but anyway, let's see how this goes. So how y'all doing? Here in Toronto, well actually all of Ontario, we're still in lockdown, but Toronto has been in lockdown longer than the rest of the province. We've been in lockdown since early November. It's starting to get a little tiresome. I mean, it's a catch-22. It's cold right now. It's not like I would be going out a whole lot anyway, but the fact that I can't makes it seem a little worse. I'm trying not to complain. I'm trying to, you know, just take it one day at a time. I think the thing that's a bit difficult is we seem to be really behind on vaccines compared to everywhere else. That's a little like disheartening, because like at this point I feel like I'm never gonna get vaccinated in 2021, and I'm like, am I ever gonna see the real world again? Maybe not. Our numbers are, like, we had a big peak at Christmas time, just after Christmas time, real bad, got real scary there, especially with, like, our ICU numbers and ventilated numbers. Like, this has been a problem in Ontario for a long time. We actually have a very, it's a catch-22, I hate saying that twice, but it's hard to have like a ton of beds if people aren't sick, but then when people do get sick, you need a ton of beds, right? So how do you balance having enough capacity without having too much capacity in Ontario? I mean, I don't know a whole lot about this, but I understand now a little bit better that Ontario is really bad at this. Ontario does not have a lot of beds for the number of people. Like, we're, I think, the largest province, like the biggest population in Canada. I think Quebec's second, maybe. So yeah, it's just, we weren't doing really good now, but our numbers are going down now, so yay. Except for kids are going back to school next week, so I'm hoping numbers don't go back up. So this was my philosophy. I think I wrote this on my Twitter at some point, was like, I don't understand. I would be happy with them doing a full-on lockdown, like everybody locked down, but kids go to school. Like, and then if kids go to school, do like proper PBE test and tracing, like put all our effort into that, because if we're gonna try and help the kids as best as possible, I feel like that's the best way to do it. And I mean, it'll help parents. It's stressful, but good for parents too. I originally, like, I mean, I don't have kids, so my idea was like, oh, just keep the kids home. It's a lot safer. I know it's probably driving parents crazy, but it's a lot safer, like keep kids home. But I have friends that are parents, and the more friends that I've talked to with kids have said, like, the kids really want to be in school. They really enjoy it, which I think is crazy, because if I were in school, especially if I were in high school, I would have been totally okay with being at home. So it's like, okay, the kids really, really want it, so how do we make this happen? How do we actually put the kids first? Hello? So anyway, we'll see how things go. Again, I don't mind being locked down as long as if the schools and the kids and the teachers are getting the resources that they need to be safe and happy. That makes sense. I'm willing to sacrifice some of my own personal, like, shopping and things like that for that to happen. I'm kind of just going to do one eye right now, and then I'll do the other eye later, because I feel like I need to focus. So we're coming on a year on all this pandemic stuff. I'm thinking about, like, a year ago, and the reason that makes me think about a year ago, and I was already thinking about this clearly much further ahead than a lot of my friends, was I was gonna go to, like, Chinese New Year celebrations here, and then I kind of decided not to, because it's like, you know what, if Corona is here in Ontario, that might be one of the most likely places, because at that time, most of the cases, I mean, it was originating in Wuhan, and that's where the original cases were. I mean, it was already here at that point by the time I realized it. Like, by the time we even knew about it, it was here. It was here before we even knew it. I decided to not go to any Chinese New Year celebrations, which was a little sad because I was looking forward to it. Just to, like, the local stuff, like nothing special, like nothing personal. Just like there's lots of little events. Like, that's the one thing I love about the city that I'm missing out on, is the city has a lot of, like, free events and a lot of cultural events. So if you want to go to, like, any sort of nationality or culture you can think of, there will be an event, and likely an event with food. So that's one thing I miss about Toronto, is being able to explore those kinds of things. And they're usually free or fairly affordable. Like, see how nice that looks? Like, they just pair together so nicely. And I'm gonna ruin it because I want to play with the blue shade. I feel like this might get murky and not pretty, but we'll see. We'll give it a go. And I haven't used my Sonia G brush, so we're gonna use a Sonia G brush. It's really interesting. If you go on the website on Beautylish, there's like a whole backstory about Sonia G and the brushes, and like she talks about where they make all the brushes, like the Chikuhodo and all those kind of brushes. So that's where her brushes are made as well, I guess, in the same type of area, and it's all like handmade and really interesting. And she's like a huge brush fanatic, which is so interesting. Anyway, here goes. Let's not ruin the eyeshadow. Okay, let's take a fluffier brush and blend out. So this is one thing I want to mention actually. This is something that's kind of helped me a little bit with eyeshadows is how I hold my brush. Play with how you hold your brush. So the one thing I've learned, you'll notice I always kind of start right here to apply shadow in the crease. That is from Wayne Goss and I think Robert Welsh. I think he's the makeup one. And then again, the other thing is the brush thing. I know they talk about like this way, like if you hold it closer, you get more control. If you hold it looser, you're gonna get better blending. But even just the angle of brush, I never thought about that before because I think I always hold my brushes this way, but it makes a difference. I don't know, I'm still learning and playing with that, but just, yeah, maybe something to up your game with playing with eyeshadow. I don't know how well this is translating on camera, but it's looking real nice in person. It's not too murky, which was what I was afraid of. Let's get a little of that pink in there. So yeah, this pandemic stuff is getting a little tiresome. I posted this, I think, on my Instagram. Literally every day is the same. It's like, get up, get ready, work. Well, get up, get ready, take Harley for a walk, come back in, work, take a break, take Harley for a walk, come back, work. And then my evenings are usually like, okay, get some laundry done or do some cleaning, edit videos. That's when I edit videos, is in the evening. Read, do a bit of knitting, take out Harley for a nighttime pee, and then go to bed, rinse and repeat. Like it's real boring. This is why I don't do vlogs, because my life is super boring. I'm really liking how that looks. Okay, the other thing I want to do is take one of the sparkly shades, so hopefully you can see how sparkly that is. I'm gonna go in the inner corner. I'm gonna get a different brush. Well, this brush is not the best for this. I'm gonna come back and do that actually because I need to put concealer and good stuff on. Oh, the reason why I don't like doing these videos is because it's already 16 minutes of filming. It's a lot of editing. See, I definitely have a lot of fallout, so we'll have to clean it up. So I'm gonna do the shadow on my other eye, and then we'll come back and do, I'm really not centered. We'll come back and do the rest of the face, and then we'll finish up the eyes. That's kind of how I do things. All right, I think the eyes are about where I want them at this point, I hope. We'll see when I edit later, and I'm like, ooh, not quite right. But anyway, I just put some primer on. This is the BDL primer. So we're gonna do foundation. Let's do, oh, maybe you can kind of see it now. See how much I've used? Well, just about a third of this foundation. Just do a shade swatch here. This is the 435. So 435 is, I think, Rose Vanilla. Yep. This shade is 415, which is Rose Ivory. So I have a cool undertone. Oh no. I've made a mess. This is a swatch of, I think I might be somewhere in the middle. We're gonna go with this one. It probably will be fine, especially once I put bronzer and stuff on. I'm paler than I think I am. Yeah, this one feels more liquidy. That's weird. Gonna have to play with that a little bit more, maybe give it a better shake. Just using a trusty old beauty blender. So one thing I want to talk about is every year I don't do New Year's resolutions because they're just gonna fail. I know myself now. I'm just gonna fail at those resolutions. I might have like one or two goals. Like I talked about goals last year that clearly fell apart because COVID, and for other reasons, unfortunately. Like for example, I had a stretching goal, but I definitely have something wrong with I think it's my IT band on my right leg. I'm still trying to work through. I'm getting back into working out a little bit more, and it's now aggravated again. When I was doing nothing, it was great. My IT band didn't hurt at all. That's sad. But anyway, my sort of motto or thing that I'm using this year to kind of frame stuff for me is small steps. Tiny steps, small steps, little progress. Don't bite off more than you can chew. If something seems big and overwhelming, break it down. I'm a huge list person. I make lists all the time. So yeah, I just feel like I feel like last year was kind of overwhelming. I feel like the way for me to kind of keep things in control is to keep it small. Like, even little small simple wins, it's like, okay, you need to do the dishes. Okay, just go organize and fill the sink. Okay, and go back, like, just do it in little small steps. It's like, oh, now I've done the dishes, yay. Or laundry. It's like, I usually wait until the weekend and do like all of my laundry on the weekend, and it just feels like this big giant task. So I've been kind of doing it during the week now, and it's like, okay, just do like towels today. Same with work. I find sometimes things at work can be a little overwhelming. I don't know where to start on certain things, so I'm like, okay, break it down. So what's one thing I can do right now? Okay, I can, write the intro to something, or I can research X, and that's a step. It's a step in the right direction. I did come across a book, which I wanted to mention, although it's kind of hard to get. I was able to borrow it for like 7 days from the library, and then I had to return it because it was like a short term. It's called Atomic Habits. It's nothing revolutionary, but I feel like it was kind of helpful. It had some ideas in it that made you think about habits and what can you do again, like those tiny little things that you can do to change. So the one thing that I kind of took out from it was cues. So how do you set yourself up to, especially to do something? I mean, cues can happen in a negative way. Like, you're super stressed out, somebody yells at you and you're like, I want to go have a smoke. But think about it from the other perspective. If you're wanting to build a good habit, how do you build in that good habit into your daily routine? So for example, just say I want to make sure, this is a personal example, I want to make sure I take my vitamins. I'm really bad for not taking vitamins, especially vitamin D. Vitamin D right now is super important. I don't see daylight all that often. So I have a certain cue now right before I go to make my breakfast, because most of the vitamins I have are like, take with food. So right before I go to make my breakfast, it's like, okay, have the vitamins and then have breakfast. That's my cue. So like, I thought that was a really good thing to think about. Also, the other thing he talked about was sort of like that reward part. So like, if you're doing something and there's no reward, like, you don't feel any benefit. And I think that's why certain things like exercising is really hard, especially in the short term, because you don't feel any reward. You just feel pain. Like, it's just really uncomfortable. And that's like for me. So for me with exercising, I've been taking that kind of with my like small steps thing. I have not been exercising at all, like for a few months there, like nothing, which is crazy because I used to go to the gym at least 3 times a week. And I did things like heavy weightlifting and HIIT classes and spin classes. So to go from that to like nothing, it's not been good for me. It felt mentally daunting to try and do anything, especially at home. Like, it's so hard at home. I don't want to go outside and run. It's too cold for me. My lungs would not take that. So it's like, okay, even if I just do 10 minutes, even if I just do like 30 seconds of like jumping jacks and running around like an idiot for 30 seconds, which Harley thinks is crazy. It's kind of funny. It's something that I was not doing before. I'm going to put some eyebrows on because, God, they're horrible. Anyway, put some eyebrows on, and then we will finish up the eyes and then finish up the face. Let's just move on with this. Okay, I have eyebrows. Let's move on. I feel like I do this with every get ready with me. I spend time doing an overly complicated eyeshadow look. I've been filming for like 40 minutes now. It's like, oh my God, okay, I just want to get this makeup done. I don't even know what to talk about anymore. I just want to get this makeup done and move on with my life. I should just do an everyday get ready with me. Although some mornings I do take a really long time to do my makeup. I do it in parts. Sometimes I'll just do like my eye makeup before I take Harley out, and then I'll finish it up when I come back in. Just doing contour. If I don't mention anything, it's all Project Pan stuff pretty much. Let's go in with some bronzer here. I think that foundation shade is fine. I am pale as heck right now. Well, that's fine. It is what it is, right? This is who I am. But I feel like I'm looking paler on camera. Why am I looking so pale? I know why. Oh man, there we go. I'm gonna have to edit, unfortunately, some of the lighting from the first part of this video. That's a little more true to color now. Man, I was looking pale. I was like, why am I, like, I know I'm pale, but I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I'm still not quite that pale. Like, what I see on camera definitely looks a little bit paler. Let's add some blush using my, again, Project Pan. This is the problem though, it's like I look at this and I'm like, ah, what shade do I use now? I think I'm gonna go in with this. This one? This one maybe? Yeah, let's quit this one. I don't really use that one ever, so. It's called Skillful. Okay. Question for you guys. What kind of videos would you like me to do that I don't do? I'm curious to know. I do a lot of Project Pan stuff, and I do my buys and buys. Those are my regulars. Every once in a while, a little get ready with me. Also, I guess maybe tied to that, if there's any products that you would like me to use or try out or test out, let me know. I just might. I would like to do that a little bit more this year, although I feel like I've had a lot of subscription boxes at the beginning of this year, and that's kind of taking away from being able to buy new products because I just don't want to spend too much and I don't want to add too much. There's only so much that I can add. I only have one face, there's only so much I can do. Okay, face is fine. Let's finish up the eyes. I have an eyeliner called Pretty Petrol from Gosh. I'm just going to tightline with this. I don't want to put in like a big crazy eyeliner. I'm just going to kind of go along the edge real close. Just on the outer part. I feel like it's really hard to talk sometimes and do my makeup. Makes for a really bad get ready with me. I just feel like I don't have a whole lot to talk about these days. Like, what do I talk about? Well, the one thing I do want to mention is thank God Trump is out. I'm sorry, States, if you... No, I'm not sorry. Not sorry at all, actually. Fuck that guy. He was not good for you. Even if you think he was. Horrible for your country. I just feel so happy that I don't doom scroll on Twitter anymore. It's like, I mean, things are not perfect. Biden is not perfect. I don't think any politician is perfect. I'm not in love with any politician. That's what I found really weird. I found it so weird that people are like, idolize him. And it's like this Trumpism. Like, that's not normal. Like, with anybody. I don't idolize anybody like that. Like, anybody. I mean, there's certain people like, I might have a girl crush on Gwen Stefani, but I still don't think she's perfect. I don't idolize her in any sort of sense. You know what I mean? It's weird. Anyway, I've got a brand new mascara to open. Yay. Not brand new type, but brand new box or brand new tube. Although, I mean, this mascara is usually pretty good right out of the bat. A lot of them are maybe a little too wet. The only thing is this one was in the shade black, and I think I normally get blackest black, which I'm now thinking, I'm curious to know what the difference is. If there's even a difference. I feel like my eyelashes have been really weird lately. My outer ones just don't seem to want to curl, and they're going like wonky. I don't know what's happening. They've just been a little weird lately. And like for a while there, like I think I might have broke them off because they were all like stunted. And I was like, what happened? What did I do to them? That seems to, like the length seems to have come back. So I think I actually broke them off somehow. Yeah, I just feel like the outer ones are just like, oh, I don't know what they're doing. I have to go out later today, so I'm gonna have to put some waterproof on after this, because this is not waterproof. It's super windy today. Super windy last night. So the exciting thing that has been not keeping me going, but it's like you find little things to like look at or do, and they came and did some work on the outside of our building, and they ruined a bunch of trees out in front of us, which makes me super mad. But anyway, it was like obviously a contractor, and they left this one branch like kind of dangling, and this was like in the fall, so I've been kind of watching and waiting. When will it fall? Please don't fall on me, because I do walk outside to walk the dog. It fell last night, and not when I was outside. It was one of those things too, like I didn't even see it fall, and I was like, dang it. I've been watching that branch for ages. It was a big branch too. I'm super annoyed. I'm worried that they've damaged the trees. I guess we'll see in the springtime if they actually bud, but I'm super worried that they've damaged the trees. Because they're really pretty. I like the trees outside of my place, and it'll be barren if they have to take any of them down. Like, they've been there for like 15 years-ish now, 20 years, so like, they're not small trees. They're getting pretty good size. Okay, for lips, I hope this color works. I wasn't really sure. This is the color Pepper. I just forget to wear this all the time. It's like, looks like pristine. Gosh, that's a pretty color. I think I said that when I picked this up. I was like, this is the color. This is the color. That's my color. Yet I never wear it anymore. I keep forgetting about it. Zoom you out a little. I feel like I know we're up close and personal and stuff, but let me zoom you out a little here. All right, that's the finished look. So the eyeshadow is from this palette. I did colors from the 2 trios. I used the outer color. Oh, I forgot to do the inner corner. Let's do it right now while we're talking about it. So I'm using this color from this. I put my nail in it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just adding a little extra sparkle. This brush is not the best for this. I'm going to tell you that right now. There we go. I don't know if that's showing up on camera at all. Little inner corner highlight there. So yeah, I used 2 outer shades on this trio and then the 2 outer shades on this trio. And I really liked how that eyeshadow turned out. I thought it might become a little muddy with the navy and the pink, but they blended, but they're still distinct. Like, it's like, how do you do that? But they're like, you want them to blend, but you don't want them to be too muddy. And I think actually it looks really pretty. I think that turned out really, really nicely. So I'm kind of happy with that. Again, like, these shadows, they do blend darn nicely. I feel like this Get Ready With Me is so boring. I was so focused on like trying to do an eye look that, again, I feel like I have nothing to talk about. I feel so boring. Every day is the same, day in, day out, and there's nothing new. I'm even struggling to like post on my Instagram because I'm like, I don't even know what to post anymore because like I don't know what to post. So everything I post is like Harley. He has his own Instagram if you want to check it out. I do post, I feel like I post there a little more regularly than I do on my own Instagram these days. Anyway, let's just wrap this video up. It's going to be a long and boring one. But yeah, really happy with this eyeshadow look. Really happy with this makeup. I think this foundation, the colors have a good match. I went pretty sheer with it. I'm not sure I love it. Like, it looks okay, but I feel like it's sort of, this is like an older person thing. I feel like it's settling into like I have little lines. Like, I feel like it's sort of sitting and stuff. I don't know. I need to definitely play with it a bit more. And I feel like for some reason this was thinner. The new one was thinner than the old one. Maybe I just did not shake it up very well. But again, I will play with it a bit more. That's one of my foundation testing, so this will be my first foundation review, I think. It's focused on this one for the month of February, so that'll probably be late February that review will go up. I don't know what else to say. I think I need to eat lunch. I think that's the thing. Brunch. We're getting to brunch time. Let's eat some brunch. Anyway, I hope you are doing well. I hope you're staying sane, because clearly I am not. If you did like this video, which I'm not sure why, feel free to give a little thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my tiny little channel here in Toronto, Canada. I do have a little giveaway going on. The information is over in my lucky bag video, so go check that video out. To enter, you just basically have to leave a comment with how to reach you on that video. And I also have a lucky bag post if you want to comment there as well for a second entry. And that closes, I want to say, the 19th. Again, I put the information in that video. It's on the Friday, closer to the end of the month, just to give enough time. And again, I've talked about Canada Post is a little slow right now, so let's give them a bit of breathing room, and we can do that giveaway at the end of the month. Hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.